this is area that's all been cleaned up. I don't like to see those because I know what's coming. You can see the two-tone. There really aren't that many people that can make that type of a noise. People can make that noise, just so you know. No. These are unreleased bits of audio, and what's cool about this actually happens very close to me. I live in West Bloomfield. This is about 20 minutes south of me, getting to, well, really southeast of me, in an area that you would not anticipate any kind of activity because there's Detroit really close. But there are sections there that have a heck of a lot of land that is forested. I won't tell you where it is, but it's there. You can look it on the map if you want to. But the lady who sent me this information wanted me to tell her if it was homeless people living in her barn. And she's like, are these homeless people? And I'm like, wow, a pack of lungs on that homeless person. But then what she started to do is she started to send me these footprints that were appearing behind her garage in this sandy area. And not even gonna lie, she won't let me go to this site. She gives me all the information. She says, I just don't want anything to ruin it. And I said, fine, it's not an issue. She sent me some really cool stuff. But let me play the audio that she sent me, and it's just interesting to hear. Slightly different than anything I've heard before. There we go. But if that's a homeless person, I mean, give them some ibuprofen or something. Not sure about it. Kind of interesting though. That one's not going to stop. So I'm going to have to play the other one a little bit later. It's very similar, but they're going to go over each other right now. But the interesting thing about this is she's had just some very strange behavior. She has heard what she likens to Amish people outside of her house. I don't personally know any Amish people that I know of, and I don't know why she thought that. And I said, well, why do you think they're Amish? And she's like, well, they sound like the Amish. And that's how she described this type of vocalization that she was hearing. It was a completely different language. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. But now what she does is she takes pictures of this. This is she thinks it's a footprint. What's interesting, hard to tell, and this is the only picture she sent me, even though I asked for more. But she said, yeah, when it was fresh, you could see what looked like a few of the toes were curled under. And it kind of looks like that in the photograph. It's hard to tell, but it was interesting. And then this is a handprint. And the reason that this one's interesting is it's hard to get handprints anyway. But what you'll see, as I'm fumbling for this, there's really not a palm there, but you can see there's a finger, there's kind of a finger there. It's hard to tell from here. But you can see where something had been laying on the ground and it pushed itself up. Now I asked her, I said, you gotta give me measurements on these things. And it's interesting because they're really not far outside of the range of a regular person. Honestly, that's only slightly bigger than my hand. And so the idea of a homeless person back there may be accurate. We're really not sure. But she's also had some, she called them teepee-like structures, and something messes with her peacocks. And I said, I'm sorry, it messes with your what? Peacocks. She collects peacocks, and I would hate to be her neighbor if you've ever heard peacocks. But something loves to take the peacock feathers, then chews on them, and then tries to put them back on the peacocks. And they don't appreciate it. And so what she did is she got angry, and so she decided she was going to go and she's going to ruin all of their teepee structures. I said don't. And then something came up, and she had planted a whole bunch of pine trees, and something uprooted all the pine trees. I'm like, oh yeah? I don't know. This is it. It's just kind of an interesting thing. But, oh, take a looky at this one. She sent me this. Now this is looking out the window, and see 1 and 2. Do those look like 2 blue eyes looking at you? Well, they did to me. And that's what she said. She says, I got eye shine. And I said, fantastic. Give me a bigger picture, give me a daylight picture, let me know what you have. Come to find out, you can't see in this picture, over here is a vase. It's a blue vase with glass bulbs on it. And those are the reflection of the glass bulbs, which she was not happy with. Because I told her, I said, no, it's an optical illusion. She's like, and what she said to me is, I think it's eye shine. And I said, it's eye shine. It was whatever you want it to be. But here's something else that I took when I was up in the UP, and it's kind of hard to see, but oh my goodness, there's a figure there. And it really looks like a human-shaped figure. Oh my goodness, I could have went on the interwebs and said, look, I got a picture of a Bigfoot. And a whole bunch of Facebook sites would have loved me. And I just said, you know what? Let's zoom it in, shall we? It's a stump. Obviously, it's a stump. But I just think it's important that rather than jump to conclusions, we have to sit back and go, what is this most likely? And go from there. And I am finishing up, so I know we're running out of time, but to figure out if something is a good potential Sasquatch vocal, there's a couple of things. If you get the classic whoops and the howls and the woos, that might be a good indicator. If you have lots of combinations, like if you hear some of these things, if you hear multiple things, if there's wood knocks and things like that, if you hear different critters interacting with each other, that's kind of cool. Yeah, coyotes will interact, wolves will interact, but it's something to really perk your interest. If there are connections with sightings, if you can go to a database and say, wow, look what's been happening here for years. If you get the multi-tonal qualities, really pay attention to those because it's really hard for people to do that. And it also helps if you record them and people are there to listen, and if you, very importantly, eliminate other possibilities first. If someone says it really sounds like a barred owl, it's probably a barred owl. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Very quickly, and lastly, this is my daughter's rendition of Bigfoot. She's 5.5, and she put it's a banana in its hand. She figured they'd probably eat bananas. But it's kind of cool because she said, yeah, he's looking around the tree at you, Daddy. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool because that's what it's doing. But I'm just going to leave you with just this last little vocal. It just takes, is it okay if I play it for a moment? Okay. Just for a second. And I'll probably stop it early because of time. But I'll narrate it as we go. This is just after I heard a growl. There's a quiet growl in the background. You can kind of hear it. Yell.
Jim. They did it again.
And I'm standing there. And you can hear it. That's a lot louder in person.
I want to go closer now. I don't want to go over there right now.
I forgot that was your morning. It's not a bar down.
Wasn't there snowmobile in there? No, it sounded kind of like it almost had to be something like that. It was so loud. It was yep. And you can tell because
That's what happens when I get nervous.
I pitched at the end. Without a yellow.
It's the singing one.
Oh, I'm so scared.
That wasn't me saying that.
Freaking animal planet. We call it a freaking National Guard.
I'll stop it now. Thank you for listening. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Jim. Great job. Keep up the good work. I'm sure not disappointed. I think he just is doing great work with vocals, and I think it really shows what, if you really want to get out there and do it and buy some decent equipment, you can have a lot of fun with it. We're going to take about a 5-minute break, and then we're going to get into the witness deal. So we need to change our equipment, but 5 minutes.